Hi, welcome back. This is Christy with OP Host. We're in Open Game Panel, configuring our 7-day server. Now, we've already went over, how to set up basic settings and how to edit these fields, what they are, how they work. Now we're going to get a bit more in depth. So, looking at our files, these are our files here. Now, what we're going to need to do is head over here, and this link is also posted in the pins on our server, on our Discord. Um, we have to go down here and find a random mod that you really want to do, or a specific mod you really want to try. Some things like our botman, it requires specific server fixes and mods in order to make it run, and they'll provide links to that usually. But you're like, how do I do that? Well, I'm here to tell you. Let's look at this mod real quick. Just a random selection, Ravenhurst. What we're looking for is where the link is to edit it, our server files. Let's just do... that's kind of cool. Let's do this one. And by now, you should have an application like FileZilla to be able to access your various stuff. I should probably pin this beforehand, but that's okay. We got it now. Now, to use FileZilla, we're going to need our login while that downloads over there, our new mod. And we're going to need a login for our 7-day server. So it looks like our login's going to be 30. So we'll go here and click on this button. Oh, look, it has our IP. We're going to need that. Um, this IP came from our host right here. Yours may be different. And our host, I mean, typically you can set up to go in there and set what port you want, what kind of, security or encryption you have. We have that automatically get done. Let's go to normal, and our user is going to be 30 from our panel right here, our login. Then our password is this. What I'm doing is just copy pasting because it's easier. And I will paste it there. Alright, fine, we won't do that. We'll just use regular FTP. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, so click connect. And there we go, now it's all happy. Yay! Alright, what you're seeing here is the same thing you would see if you went to your file manager back here. And that's all your files. So, what we need to do is go to the folder where we downloaded this new mod we want to put in. Right click and go to extract all. And wait for it to get all extracted and ready to go. Another thing to keep in mind whenever you're reading these mods is to see if they're compatible with whatever version of whatever you're running. Different mods have different things, like some of them have the bigger backpack mods and setups like that. Another thing to keep in mind is if you're running a mod already, you may or may not want to go ahead and refresh your install. And how you do that is this folder right here, Steam Apps. You check it and remove it like that. Yes. Then you go back and you click the install update via Steam. And this will make the server go back, connect to Steam, and verify all server files to refresh it back to normal. That way you're not going to have a conflict with any mods that's been put in it before. Meanwhile, this should be downloaded. Okay, I can see in here that it has the assembly file, so it may already have a backpack mod installed on it, even though I didn't necessarily see that. And unless they list it, bigger backpack. It now carries 72 items, so it includes the bigger backpack mod. Some server mods don't, and you have to install it separately. So yeah, that's good to know. And usually it'll have this folder right here with assembly sharp is what's specific to bigger backpack. There's also some other files, which is like the UI, maybe UI menu, and this file would be corresponding to the bigger backpack. Wouldn't really have to worry about that. And it looks like our server's already been validated, so it should be all back to normal, nice and neat. You may or may not have to redo your config, I don't know, but first let's do this. So in this program, this side over here is all your files, and this side over here is the server files. So you have to go and browse to wherever you saved that file and extracted it to that. For me, it's going to be on my desktop, and then downloads. And then it's called main version master. Now you should see something quite similar to each other. You know how the directories have all the same names and letterings, and you have some extra files here and there, which is good. And you just go and you click, and I hold down shift on my keyboard and left click over here. And that highlights them all. You can just click, drag, and drop. And it'll ask you to confirm. You can click OK. That's for overwriting files, by the way. Always use this action because I'm tired of clicking the button. Yours may take longer or it may be quicker depending on your particular bandwidth of your internet connection. At the bottom of the window you can see the progress of various files, how quick they're going or not. And sometimes this can take a really, really long time, even though there's tiny files, there's a whole bunch of them. But in queue we have about 1.2 gigabyte. So it may take a bit of doing this. While we're waiting for it to finish, we can go back here and make sure there's not anything that we need to configure specifically. This one wants to use remote access tool. It's kind of like the bot program or botman. And it uses BC Manager, Bad Company Manager. Looks like it's going to work out of the box and may or may not need that server manager. I mean, it would be good to have, but we're probably not going to need it. Maybe I'll check it out just to look at something to do. We still have 1 gigabyte left. Alright, this tool is kind of fun and it's good. This requires server fixes and these are different mods that you would also have to install in addition to the mod you're already installing. But we can go here and look for it. Looks like this is going to be the link to it. Why they do that, I don't know. And the downloads, going to be under download. Latest build can be found here. This is a tar file, which means that it's kind of like a zip folder. You may have to copy to the server and unzip it on the server, which is okay, you know. Or you may have a program that does it for you, like 7-zip. which makes a folder like serverfixes.tar, and inside of it, you'll find the tar file. So it was gunzipped or zipped, and then tarred or tarred in the zip. This is the mod folder you're looking for. This is what you would copy over to your server as well. It's one of them. Then you would need the other one, bad company zip, and it's downloading. Show in file. Go ahead and extract that as well. For those who are trying to keep track, we installed bad company and server fixes so that if we wanted to, we could install this remote access tool right here. But that means we'll have to download that too. And of course, we'll have to extract it once it gets done downloading. This has specific tools on setting it up. And it's great for moderating the server and adminning it. Just another way of doing things. Get your mod install destination anything outside your Steam install. And install whichever day schedule you plan on playing. I got the 21-day one. I wonder if this is going to work with a Linux server or not, because this looks like an exe and it's going to be Windows probably. And that's another cool thing about Popman. I mean, one, they'll host it, and they don't have to mess with it. And two, it's definitely a Linux program. See if they even have a Linux version of this thing. This is primarily to go on a server, and then you connect to it, but we'll see. I think you can also do it just remotely. We'll set it up that way because that's what we got right now. So show in folder, extract all. Boom. Looks like it has some sub things to install. How's their upload doing? I've got about 800 MB left. A lot of files for this mod. This is why I waited till we got some basic stuff going on before we went and did all this just to get it going. There's many different tools to be able to moderate and manage your server. This is just one of them. Another one, which we happen to use on our servers, is Botman. You can set up your own Botman server and connect to it, or they host it for you. And for us, it's been a lot easier to have them host it for us. It looks like they have it through Mod Launcher too. See how our install's doing. Oh, it looks like we've already installed that on our computer. Okay, so moving back, server fixes. This is the main Ravenhurst folder, PC Manager, 7 days to die rat program. So let's go look at it. I'm just going to install it in a basic directory. Looks like it installed. There it is. Open the file location because I want it to go somewhere useful. Guess you could just go here and see if you can pin it on there. It won't let me. Oh well. This is my desktop, is where it'll be. I agree. Alright, and to get in there, you would type whatever the name of your server is, and this one is doo named Anarchist R Us. And then you type in whatever the host name is. And the port will be whatever you set your individual telnet port to. Right now it's not set up, it's not turned on, but if it were, you would just type in that port. And then the password corresponds to that port, and you can go in there, you can look at the console in the game, the players, who's playing, basic chat, permissions of what admins, who's been banned. You can have a global ban list or not, server API. You can do a backband check if you had a key. Basic messages for when they join the server. Teleports. You can enable teleports with the teleport command, and that's actually set with, where's that? There's a setting for that. Good question, huh? I don't have any idea. Well, I've got a whole bunch of dandy fun stuff in here. Ah, there we go. So the teleport right there. So it'd be exclamation point T in the chat would teleport. You could type exclamation point help, etc. Once you have this connected to it, it becomes your bot, and it can help control the server. That's Ratman. And basically all your admins that had access to your panel and your password stuff like that could be able to connect to it and use that tool to do that. Sorry, upload. 2 files failed. The git. Okay, you can ignore those. Those are dot git and attributes. Just because I don't want to have a million windows open, I'm going to shortcut this a bit and copy these over to here. And they'll all be copied at once, like so. And theoretically, you could do the same thing with this one and this one if you hadn't already copied them. You just bloop, bloop, and then transfer them all at once into here. But I already started that, so I won't do that. Might mess up the things. But there's a whole lot of different mods that you can go and download, not just Ravenhurst. There's um, Warwalker, so it's a pretty good one. Compass Editions adds new commands and fixes, and it's actually part of what we downloaded before, which is server fixes. Um, this has different edits for the world without, having to disable EAC or anything. Undead Legacy is a pretty good one. There's Valmod, the one we're using on most of our servers. Um, that's just bad company. And there's this one, which is work in progress. There's True Survival, which I hear is really difficult. The Ravenhurst, which is streamer favorites. Seems like. Uh, there's Clockwork Project, G and Mod. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of these, but what you really have to be careful is to make sure that it's compatible with your version of 7 days. Because some of these are defunct, they're not used anymore, so it may not work. But like this Lost Bike one will probably work. Martis Mini Bike. think I have that one already, honestly. Downloaded. Yeah, I do. It's right here. Doop, 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 doop. So we can just drop it in right there and transfer that with the rest of them. By the way, if you're interested and would like to come talk to us or ask questions or whatever, we are our place game servers, OP host, and our Discord link. Ooh, that's not our Discord link. There, invite. Look. Uh-oh, it's hidden. I'm gonna unhide it by going bloop. You can join our Discord. All right. That's just for people who just accidentally stumbled upon this thing and following through. Ooh, it's finished. Looky there. All right, now let's go over here. Let's figure out where are these mod folders. Put it under BC Manager. Doo -doo -doo -doo. Go. No, it's not going to show it, is it? What if I close it and open it back up? There it is. Sometimes it won't do that if you put a new folder in there. But we found it. Alright, now let's go back to mods. And then, ooh, it listed it. Now we can put all these on there if we want to be able to use the Ratman and the mini bike shortcut, which is kind of cool. So we're going to include it on here for fun. Go back here. Boop. And now that all these are installed, you can go here in configuration and make sure that your configuration set however you want it. Yeah, it reset it when I refreshed it. So, and our whatever, like that. And I'll set the password to hi. Now get reset. Server description, Ravenhurst tutorial. All right. And this is going to be random again, but it'll reset that. Game name, that will get reset too. Difficulty, um, I'll set it to 0, just for tutorial rise. 0, default, 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 default. Uh, default, I'll just leave that alone. I'm gonna set this to 4 because we like to have it on, dropping nothing. Give me difficulty 0, spawn, default, default. That all looks good to me. Max zombies, I'm gonna go ahead and put that up to 120 for our server. And spawn animals, 200. Save. Blam. And guess what? It's ready to launch. But just to make sure, because you know, you never know, I'll go here and make sure that all these are good. Anarchist RS is going to replace that in the file probably. And custom again, random vampy. Let's make it tutorial to fun. And that'll generate a random thing for that. Update settings. Back. And all that will get overridden whenever I click this button. The moment of truth. Let's see what happens. We're loading all the things. Now, one thing you're going to have to remember is whether you're doing it manually or through the mod loader, you're going to have to install the mod on your computer in order to play on this server, and that includes just to admin it. Whether you have a different install for the folder or if you are doing it through Steam, you can validate it, you know, by going in here and validate or verify files, uninstall it, reinstall it, um, or use the mod launcher to go in there and install the mod. But you're going to have to go back and, if you want to play on this at least, go over here to your Ravenhurst thing, which is probably main version master of this, and you're going to copy these over your 7 days files. And since I think mine is currently vanilla, if I'm not mistaken, 'cause I recently just redid it. Where is it? Steam apps, common, 7 days to die. I can open both folders, not that one. Yep. Alright, there's the main master. And copy, find a blank area over here, paste. It'll probably ask me whether or not I want to actually overwrite files at some point, and I'll say yes, because I want to. Sometimes you get this stuff, failed to load asset, blah, 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 blah. More than likely, that's a really old carryover from a long time ago with SDX and or not used for this mod. So you can ignore those unless it just completely failed to load the thing, then you have to go back and check stuff out. But it looks like it went ahead and started loading the rest of it. The random again, loading cell data. And this is where it asks you if you want to replace the files. You say yes, replace all the files. All right. I believe we have EAC off because it has to be off for this mod because it has a bigger backpack. Let's go to custom. EAC enable is false. Okay, so good. And now that I have my files overridden, I should be able to join it. So let's go over here, make sure all my stuff is configured properly. Show launcher. Disable UNet. Don't use EHE, make sure it's unchecked. Run and save. It's just making sure that mine will launch or go in the game. Let's go back and check on this. Looks like it booted up. Yay! Always click on your log viewer to see what happened. Yeah, it likes to do that whenever you're on custom stuff. Invalid hash, invalid hash. Sometimes it's just setting stuff it does that. Which will put your game in the modded category on the server list. And it looks like all the Steam works and everything's working. So it should be able to connect to it. Uh-oh. There it goes. It just took it a while. That must be a really big mod. Aha! Server select. Aha! And you may or may not have this here. If you don't have it there, you can always go up to here. This is actually a Steam link to be able to join. So you could either copy and paste it into the Discord, or you can click it here, next tab, and it'll launch, or it'll ask you a thing of whether or not you want to launch the game from here. And it'll join it. But I'm just going to go here and click here. And it'll ask what the password is. And I hope you remember. Do you remember? Because I don't remember. So let's find out what the password is, shall we? Boop, boop. Password is hi. H-I. Oh, look at all these exceptions. Brilliant. Alright, that's because I apparently had Valmod stuff installed. And we're not joining a Valmod server. This stuff is just blah. As far as I can tell. All right. And those errors are just because I had Valmont installed on my personal copy on my computer, not the server. And that's one of the reasons why you want to make sure to validate both your files and the server files. Otherwise, you can come up with weird errors for no reason at all. But with any luck, we'll load right in. And it'll be modded. Ta-da! And here we are, Ravenhurst. Yay! This is how we mod a server. Okay, thanks for watching.